So Russell Brand, lovely to see you.
Oh, it's lovely to see you as well.
You've been quite busy recently.
I certainly have.
I was going to say, did you realise how much attention you were going to garner with this book?
Yes, but it's always... Things are different when they actually happen. No matter how much you feel that you're prepared or you're anticipating an event or situation, the reality is always, I think, empirically different because it's suddenly experiential as opposed to just, you know, speculative. That's always going to be a surprise, I guess, like, even if it's a birthday party.
But you talk a lot in the book about the mainstream media, the fact that we're not told the truth always. Has the reaction to your book from the mainstream media in that case surprised you? No, actually, no. It's, I suppose, what you would anticipate. If you say that in the main, the media supports and endorses a story that keeps things the same and prevents change. If you radically advocate change and radically advocate sort of deconcentration of power, an industry that benefits from things staying the same is not going to support that. And because you can't attack the idea, it's easier to attack the person, and that person is me. But I live in the real world, so. Do you know what it feels like? It feels like if I was talking about racism and going, I think everyone's equal, but I was saying it at a Ku Klux Klan rally in the Mississippi. If I'm going, no, people are not equal, black people are radically different. But then once you leave Alabama, everyone goes, no, you're right. You know, so when I'm at West Ham or when I'm walking around the streets of London, then I'm with normal people and I go, oh, right, the media is not normal people. And I know we're saying this in the media right now, and I work in media. But there's a kind of a tacit approach to this kind of information that is just keep things the same. Just, it's okay for me. I've got a nice house. Things aren't that bad. But you're a very good example of that. You're someone that's, you know, done quite well for yourself, but you're not resting on your laurels. You're saying, I'm not happy with the status quo. I think it should be changed.
There's a couple of reasons for that. Well, I went back to Grays, where I'm from, recently, which is an ordinary sort of working kind of community, working class people, lower middle class people, and when I went back there I was really surprised by its deterioration, but not just economic deterioration, a kind of a sense of spiritual unease and a kind of a sense of loss. I thought, what's causing that? Why is it people are looking at figures like Nigel Farage of UKIP, excellently dispatched on one of these outlets? I sort of think, like, why is that? Why is there that gap? And then, like, when I heard that the 5 richest families in this country have the same wealth as the 12 million poorest people in this country, there's going to be a sense of disparity. You know, so what I know now is when I say something, either it will resonate or it won't. And if it doesn't resonate, it doesn't matter. And if it does resonate, then that's not about me. It's about what I'm saying. If I'm saying there's no one representing ordinary people in our political class at the moment, if ordinary people go, no, there is, I really like, for example, Ed Miliband, or no, David Cameron speaks for me, then it doesn't matter what I say. The reason there's so much noise is because what I'm saying is resonating with ordinary people. So whilst, of course, I'm a human, so if I see myself criticised in a paper or something, I go, oh, I was trying my best to write a book and I've been criticised. I'm a stand-up comedian, and this is just heckling.
Speaking of Ed Miliband, I don't know if you've seen Boris Johnson's column in The Telegraph today. He says that you're the biggest help to the Tories that anyone could possibly be, because you're showing up Ed Miliband as someone that isn't left enough for the left wing of his party and isn't centrist enough to ever be voted in.
I would countenance that. I would hope I'm showing up Boris Johnson, a man who was elected to be the mayor of the people of London, and has taken 5 times as many meetings with bankers than he has with civil servants or ordinary members of the public, who's much more interested in cozying up to his pals in the city, much more interested in condemning ordinary working people for stuff that when he was in that Bullingdon club torching restaurants and causing chaos, he would have got away with because of where he's from and where he's educated. So if me talking about inequality shows up anyone, it's Boris Johnson and the government we currently have, who don't represent ordinary people, but are determined to crush any sense of hope, any basic things that we all require, community and love. Like, you know, like, I don't like, people think I sound airy-fairy because I'm talking about stuff that's part of all our lives, you know, sort of love and community, but that becomes very real when you think about the Carpenters estate and the Focus E15 mums that took a stand because they were fed up with ordinary people being kicked out of London, or the Newest Era estate, in Hoxton, near where I live, where their social rents are being increased to market rates by Edward Benyon, brother of Richard Benyon, because they want to turn a bigger profit, even though they make a profit on the rent of the 92 people who live on this estate. What I feel is if Boris Johnson, the elected mayor, ain't going to talk for him, if the members of Parliament ain't going to talk for him, if it comes down to me, a comedian from Essex, to write a book to get this conversation started, then I think that's a good thing. And my mum's proud of me, do you know what I mean? And normal people up West Ham, they're all like, go on, son, go on, Russell, you're talking for us. And, like, so I don't care about people on, like, you know, good wedge typing at their newspaper job, whether they claim to be left or right. Because I think we see their true colours when you actually do talk for normal people.
Can you put your headphones on quickly? I think you've got them on your side of the desk.
Sure.
You got them on.
What for?
Well, I want to play you this, because it's Boris Johnson is talking earlier today, because it's talking about, you know, you were saying that...
What's he talking about?
About you potentially running for mayor.
Yeah.
So let's have a listen to what Boris had to say.
I want to see him come forward. You know, I think it's very, very important that we have a very, very wide choice of candidates, and I would certainly welcome the addition of Russell or indeed anybody else to the fray. But, you know, there's a worrying silence since yesterday. We know how long can it go on before we have a formal declaration of his candidacy? It's been almost 12 hours since the story broke, and I'm worried that things aren't developing.
What's your reaction, Mr. Brand?
He's funny. I mean, I can see why people like Boris Johnson, because he's a funny bloke and he's got a lovely head of hair. You know, like, and that's appealing, a funny bloke with a lovely head of hair. But, like, while he's joking like that, normal people are being turfed out of their homes all over London. We've got the disgrace of a building where normal people ordinary social tenants are forced to use a door around the back of the building, while people that pay market rates for rent can go in through the front. We've got a housing crisis in London. We've got protesters turning up at Earl's Court because ordinary Londoners can't afford to live in this city. People that thought they had good jobs, people who did what they was told, went to school, got the degree, paying back student loans that they were told they wouldn't have to pay back. People are getting lied to on a massive level. So it's good that Boris Johnson's having a laugh, but he's the mayor of London and he should be focusing on looking after the people of London like he was elected to do.
So are you going to run for mayor of London then?
I'm a comedian.
Doesn't mean you can't do both.
There's no election, is there, at the moment? I'm a comedian. I'm interested in comedy and making people laugh. That's my job. You've
just written a book called Revolution. You're on Newsnight. You're talking about how you think the political system in this country needs to change.
So I think I'm doing all right, aren't I?
I think you're doing very well. I also think you retweeted something on your Twitter account the other day that said you had the support of 2/3 of the population to run for mayor of London.
Looks all right, doesn't it?
It does.
But I'm a comedian. I'll be doing my job as a comedian. I've got enough on my plate. I'm a comedian. And what I want to do is I want to amplify the voices of people that are already doing this stuff. The protesters in Parliament Square for the Occupy movement who are standing up for what they believe in. The New Era mums standing up to Richard Benyon and Edward Benyon and the Westbrook private development firm from the USA that are taking over normal English folks' homes so that they can make it further into a playground for the rich. Well, I don't need to come up with the answers. People have got the answers. I want to amplify their voice. That's my job. All I'm going to do is go, you know, the fire brigade, my mate Lee Pickett, who I went to school with, who's now a fireman, and he said that they can't do their jobs as firemen because of the cuts they're facing. The media won't cover it because there's no party that's offering that solution. There's no party going, we'll stick up for the fire brigades union. So all I'm saying is there's clearly a need. Like, I don't know why people don't recognise it. If a politician can leave the Tory party and join UKIP without it making any difference to him, what's the bloody point? What's the bloody point? And there's obviously a need for ordinary people to be represented. I'm talking to them every day. Every day, people on 0-hour contracts that can't get no leverage. People getting shafted left and right. People that worked in the print that lost their jobs and now can't find dignified work. People that can't afford to have holidays. People that listened and said, all right, we'll play the game, we'll vote, we'll do as we're told. And what are we getting? So, you know, I'm a comedian and I just want to use what I've got to help people who want help.
You talked in the interview you did with the Financial Times the other day about potentially not taking on any more work in Hollywood because you felt like it might be sort of contrary to your principles. Is that something that you think is still going to be the case?
I don't know, mate, but at the moment, right, I feel like I've got enough on my plate. Like, this book's coming out. I think it's going to do all right. The money that I get for it, I'm putting back into setting up what's called social enterprises, where, like, I can help people, recovering drug addicts like me, to get back into work, working in cafes we're going to set up, working on online media, working in worthwhile industries, people that maintain things, build things, make things. We're going to invest our money back into that. People that do proper jobs, not pretend jobs in the city, what get, you know, like that do get supported financially. People that do proper work. You know, I just want to do what I can to help them in any way I can. And you know, there's only so much I can do. But what I think this whole book about, this Revolution book is about, is that as individuals, when we come together, we can do a great deal. Now, parliamentary democracy is meant to represent us. It doesn't anymore. There's no one that will do it. Like, people talk a lot about, like, the Green Party, and I think they're the closest thing, and I'd love to learn a lot more about it. But but for what I think is more important than parliamentary democracy is that ordinary folk get involved in their communities, their workplaces, and show the people that govern us that we have the power. They work for us.
Just finally, Russell, because there's a lot of stuff going on, I know, with you at the moment. After this book, what else have you got to work on? Obviously, this has taken up a lot of your time and energy. Talking about it is taking up a lot of your time and energy. What's next on your sort of to-do list?
Just become a fireman, probably. Be on a calendar, be a fireman, be a nurse, do one of their jobs. I don't know. I've written a kids' book, and you know, like I just do. I don't really know. Just I think more will be revealed. I have great faith in that. I have, like, believe in spiritual principles, so I think if I keep my head straight, I'll be shown what to do next.
Brilliant. We'll look forward to it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, mate.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Vic, could you just grab and check that...